Hey guys, thank you for checking out this newest episode. On this episode, I have the homie Greg Rios on the show to discuss the NBA playoffs. Also, since it's draft week, who do the Texans draft? And what do he think about the Texans and the Cowboys? Are they a real rivalry? Guess we'll find out on this episode. Thank you guys for checking it out. What's going on, y'all? Thank you guys for checking out this newest episode. Now, we got a special guest in the building. Now, before we start this, I need to give you a pub. If you're on Facebook and you need a sports group to go to All Sports All Day. Trust me, I'm part of that group. You will definitely enjoy the group. Now, NFL season coming up, and we're speaking with the Houston Texans representative of All Sports All Day, Mr. Greg Rios. What's going on, sir?
What's going on, man? Hey, thank you for having me on, bro. It's been a long time coming. Glad to be on. And yes, All Sports All Day is the place to be for your sports and good company with good people, man. So go and check it out.
Yes, and I second that notion. Some great conversation. I learned a whole lot being part of that group. I ain't been there a year yet. I act like I've been there forever. But anywho, man, let's get into we're gonna get to the Texans a little bit later on. But first, let's get to these NBA playoffs. Now, before we got on, man, you have some hot takes about Russell Westbrook. I'm pretty sure everybody does, but man, I didn't hear your takes real quick.
Well, check it out, man. I like Westbrook. He's probably one of the five most exciting players in the league. And so before we say anything else, I like Westbrook the player. I like him. He's exciting, right? Hell, I even bought his damn shoes. The ones with the triple X. I'm not a Jordan shoe guy, but I like them. I'm saying I cop them out. All right, but this went back to last season, when it was the Harden versus Russell Westbrook for MVP. And I know I'm a little biased, I guess you could say. I'm being a Houston guy, Houston fan, Houston over everything. That's my motto.
Right.
But the thing is, man, my biggest gripe was I want to say that maybe the overvalue, the overratedness of Russell Westbrook, man. They bring up the triple doubles, which it can be a great feat, a great accomplishment, but it got to the point, man, where the way Russell Westbrook was playing, man, it wasn't the natural way of getting a triple double. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
There's players go off and they're just on, they're assisting, they're making plays, and the thing about rebounds, man, that's sometimes they're a little lucky. You know what I'm saying? You can get a lucky bounce, it goes right to you, or sometimes you bounce your own man out because you want to get that rebound, and that's what Russell Westbrook was doing. So, me, man, I was one of the few leading the brigade, man, on All Sports All Day or on other sports groups that we're not gonna plug in because All Sports All Day is what it is. But I was leading sort of a brigade. I mean, because of course, I'm a Houston guy. I've been seeing Harden fucking go off and lead a team for the past 4 or 5 years. Since he's been on the damn Rockets. He's doing things that not too many players can do. He's led teams with guys like Chandler Parsons, Jeremy Lin, Omer Asik to the damn playoffs, man. We haven't found the success we wanted, but fuck, man, how many teams with those type of players and you lose to Golden State in the conference finals? There's not too many people that can do that, especially in the West, man. It's a hard road to get by.
And not to mention that he had Dwight Howard that wasn't even Dwight Howard that was in L.A. So,
yeah.
which is a very good point. But here's my thing, 'cause I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't take into consideration that he was even intentionally boxing his own man for rebounds. I'm thinking I know basketball. I'm just like, he's just doing it because that's how they run the offense. But if though, I'm watching, especially like the whole he needed 30 rebounds to get a triple double for the season, and just kind of watching how he got his rebounds. It's like, yeah, I can see where everybody's coming from now. I can actually see now, and and here goes my whole thing about the whole MVP in the general. It's like, unfortunately, to me, I think I understand that the triple double record has not been broken in what 50 years at that time.
Yeah, something
Like
like that.
like Oscar Robertson, when he did the triple double deal, he didn't even win MVP. So to me, it's like, is it more so of the triple doubles, or is it because Kevin Durant left? Because we got to remember too, before KD even left, Westbrook was hated by the media. Like, people just hated him in the newspaper. And now all of a sudden, it turned to this whole sob story. I don't know, maybe because KD went to Golden State or whatnot, but it just turned to this sob story for Russell Westbrook that still leads on today. Because just the other day on ESPN, I saw this thing talking about how it's really ESPN's fault. How Westbrook said he was going to shut that shit down when it came to Ricky Rubio, and granted, Rubio didn't. I mean, granted, Rubio didn't do nothing special in his last game, but it's not as if it was because of Westbrook. I think it's because that's who Rubio is. And ESPN just showed Westbrook just running hard on defense, just running out. He was just out of control, but really, he still got blown out. Like,
Yeah.
and that, I think too, and I get too, and what adds into the issue now with Westbrook is now you got a situation where he basically had a personal vendetta against Rubio versus holding the one guy that's actually lighting the fuck up. And that's Mitchell. Like, you would think that you want to hold the same, you want to match intensity with intensity. You want to put Westbrook on Mitchell, at least Paul on Mitchell, something, Paul George on Mitchell, something. But now, man, it
Yeah.
seemed like he was more interested in shutting down Rubio than actually avoiding getting sent home by a rookie.
See, that's another thing, man. The whole deal with Russell Westbrook last year, man. If you really go back and look at the numbers, at his stats, offensively, he was the same player last year to the year before. There's not that much that changed. He's gonna get his buckets, he's gonna get his this, whatever. But that Kevin Durant factor of leaving OKC, going to the Warriors in the fashion that he did, now he gets called a snake, whatever. The thing is, man, it definitely got blown up into be a sob story, man, because everybody wants to feel sorry for him. Everybody wants to feel bad that here they are. First you lost James Harden a few years back, and now you're over here losing Kevin Durant, which is probably the second best player, or even maybe third now with Harden. But besides the fact, you have Kevin Durant leaving. You have OKC with Russell Westbrook. They don't have too much going for them, right? They don't have the flashy players anymore. They only have Russell Westbrook and company. So when the ball gets going, then he starts, getting a few triple doubles here and there in the season. And next thing you know, he gets another, and he gets more, and he gets more, and the next thing you know, and now, okay, well, look, here we got a story. We got Kevin Durant who left, Russell Westbrook doing all by himself, quote
Right.
unquote. Wow, he still had guys like Steven Adams who they were decent players, and you have guys like Oladipo. Look at him now. You know what I'm saying? Now he's with the Pacers. He's balling the fuck out.
You know what?
So,
It's funny you mentioned Oladipo. I was hoping you did that because I didn't make that post yesterday about how everybody that left Westbrook pretty much gotten better or had much success. Because even Reggie Jackson had a decent year after he left Westbrook. Like, that said the whole lot. When Reggie Jackson and Enes Kanter has decent years, something's got to be going on. OKC, something's
look,
going on. I mean, granted, I heard another whole KD thing. He went to Golden State, so of course he's gonna win the ring. All that victim mentality stuff, whatever. But hey, guess what? He still played much better than he was in OKC his 10 years, in my opinion, at least.
look, man. Everybody wants to call us haters and this and that. Look, and hey, they might be right a little bit. No, but the thing is, man, if you're gonna blame coaching, if you're gonna blame Melo for not being who he was, if you're gonna blame whatever you want to blame for the failures that they're having as of late, you got to look at one thing, and here's the common denominator, and that's Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook has been there beginning. KD left
Right.
for a reason. It ain't no secret now. KD's put it out the reason why he left. You know what I'm saying?
It
And
shows
now
in
you
his
got
Instagram posts and his burner
yeah,
accounts. It shows.
it shows everything, man. The writing's on the wall. At some point you have to look at yourself and say, man, you know what? I'm the fucking problem. And what do I really want to do? Do I really want to win, or do I want to look good? And right now, it looks like he just wants to look good, man. Because how do you have PG, Melo? You got Steven Adams was a fucking monster at center. He's a big
Man,
motherfucker.
he
You're
tough
not
as
you're not using something right. And of course, man, anybody can play little compilations of highlights or lowlights, whatever you want to call it, of any player. But man, it ain't no joke whenever you see clips of Russell Westbrook when he's going out of his way to pick up a rebound when the ball's already clearly going to another player, to the center, to whoever, you know what I'm saying? But they're going out the way for him to get it for a specific reason, man. To get a triple double, that's just a little bit too much, man. Let the play be what it is. Hey, the center, you can already assume the center get most of the rebounds as it is. But whenever you got Russell Westbrook jumping in front of you and
yeah.
you let him, come on, man. That's just too much, man. Like, let it be, man.
Right. It's not a situation where there's that unwritten rules bullshit I've been seeing lately. It's more. It's not. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go out of my way to jump in front of my big man who I will want to get the rebound so that we can keep this thing going. Yeah. That's really like I said, that's just the main thing. It's not as much as, okay, I want to shit on Westbrook. 'Cause I don't mind Westbrook. I don't. I just, to me personally, I just see when I see shit like what's going on right now. Okay, see, because as you mentioned, you have PG, you have Carmelo Anthony. Now, you would think automatically, like, everybody thought back in over the summer, last summer, October, beginning of October, that OKC would get the third seed easily, third or second seed easily. I remember Stephen A. Smith was like, "Damn, I feel bad for Chris Paul because now you got OKC that's going to undercut them." Now look what happened. You know,
Yeah.
so it's
And,
like, so it's like, damn. What more? I think at this point, what more evidence do you see? Now, if they do get sent home, then yeah, at this point, it's time to hold Westbrook accountable. Now, it's like, when do we start talking about how Westbrook been in the league for so long and don't have his rings? Because KD got himself off that list. Regardless of what you
yeah.
call this move, whether you call it move a weak move or not, he's off that list. Now it's Westbrook's turn to be brought up to the trial. So, like you said, what you gonna do, Westbrook? You gotta look in the mirror sometime, man.
So look, I want to bring up one last thing, man, because there's anybody can have this debate forever, man, because that's how sports is. But one thing, when people want to say that that Russell Westbrook was getting the rebounds to help the fast break or help the offense out. Look, there was plenty of times when Russell Westbrook could have been a little bit down the field, down the court, I mean, and whoever's getting the rebound naturally, if it's going to the center, one pass is a lot faster than the man like Westbrook dribbling down the court. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? If you really want to use that argument that he was basically helping out the fast break. I said, well, not really, man, because if I'm trying to get everybody down the court, the best thing I'm gonna do is catch it and pass it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take that time to go out of my way, get the rebound, and then fucking dribble back. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Right.
it's a cop out at that point, man. But that's all I gotta say about that, man. I was real heavy on that this
Mm.
year. Another seems like another first round exit. Seems like Harden's about to do his thing, going to the next round. And you know what? Get that MVP, and who knows, man? We're hoping for that trophy. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what it's really about. So
Right.
let's go, man. Let's talk about the Rockets.
All right. Oh yeah, we're gonna get to the real good stuff. But let me ask you one last question. You think Billy Donovan gets fired?
I'm sorry.
Billy Donovan, the coach of the Thunder, he gets fired or
Um,
no?
I think it does. Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
does.
Because to
Yeah.
me, the way I look at it, Westbrook got his money. You can't get rid of him. At least not with that contract. So especially in the NBA, the easiest person to get rid of is the coach because it's always the coach's fault. So, which in this case, it actually is the coach's fault because he need to keep them under control. You can't be a grown man being scared of another grown man. I'm just saying. But we're gonna move on from one, I guess, quote unquote MVP to the real MVP and James Harden, the Rockets. And of course, we know they have the 3-1 lead over the Timberwolves, and they hope to be closing stuff out in Game 5. So I want to ask you this question, man, because this has been really, I want to say, been an issue, but it has been a concern with the Rockets, especially the first three, I guess you could say 4 games. The Rockets always been starting off slow, but Game 4, that third quarter, I don't know who the hell got named behind, but they dropped 50. They dropped more points in the third quarter than in the first half. What do you think happened in that third quarter, man?
Man, look, I tell you what, they did something that hasn't been done, I want to say, in 40, 50 years also.
That's true.
What they did, I want was Harden that led him. I think he got the first few buckets. But I don't know what it is, man, but it was something very much needed because, yeah, man, that offense has been looking shaky for the first game, man. Even up to that third, Harden.
You cutting up a little bit, but we're gonna bring.
But hey, man, I hope this is the pivotal point of the season. From here on out, man, just get some buckets, man. Let them drop, let them rain.
No problem. I do have to let you know ahead of time. You was kind of a little bit there, but we got you back just in time for the last point. So, but now, I mean, you good? Okay, no worries. Are you good? No worries, no worries. I got the gist of the point. The main thing is just. I think for me, the way I kind of looked at it, because I was honestly in class watching the scores as it blow up, like, oh, damn, what the hell? But honestly, I think the main thing is like you probably mentioned this while you was cutting out, but the confidence it seemingly gotten back because when you're dealing with a shooting team like the Rockets, the shot has to go in. Like you can be open all day long, but the shots do not go in, you do not get the points. It's just as simple as that. And also, too, I think also Minnesota actually made some adjustments to make it even life harder than we kind of expected. Because one thing about Minnesota is, and Austin Sullivan, also of All Sports All Day, made this great point, is that Minnesota was not supposed to be 8 seed. They lost Jimmy Butler at the worst possible time. So who knows? They could have been the 4th, 5th, 6th seed at that. But them being the 8 seed was more so of Jimmy Butler coming back just in time versus them actually being that 8 seed. But man, what about Karl-Anthony Towns, man? That's disappointing to me. That what really got me like, what the hell? You know, like you have don't get me wrong, there's no shade toward Capella, but he is small compared to Towns, and there's no way that Towns should be shooting up 3-pointers when you have Capella that you can just take to the basket at will.
Like, hey, I tell you what, I ain't mad at it, man.
Oh, don't get me wrong. But for me personally, that was like my only worry. Like, if Capella's gonna be able to hold up with Towns, man, that's my only issue. But hopefully, like I said, we should have some great things coming forward. We should James Harden definitely should be on his 3rd MVP right now, in my opinion. But I guess the stuff won't. I guess the stuff one is more understandable, but the whole one last year was just. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was about. But, and of course, the Rockets should win tonight. We're not going to make no promises, knock on wood, at this moment. They should win in Game 5. And I want to add something else. I want to ask you something else about the NBA real quick. Now, I'm pretty sure you keep in touch of the rest of the playoffs, right?
Uh-huh.
So, what is the one thing about the playoffs that's, like, got you really surprised?
Man, you probably got to go with the 76ers, man. These rookies playing off, bro. I mean, to be honest, man, I mean, you got teams that's really balling out, but you got good competition right now. You legit have good competition on all series, and it's just a fun time to watch the games, man. It's a fun time to watch the playoffs.
Oh yeah, man. I listened to Will Kane the other day, and he mentioned that too, like how. You got these ballers. They under 25 years old. They just killing the game. You got the Greek Freak. You got Ben Simmons. You got Donovan Mitchell. Man, you got all these players, especially a lot of these players in that first couple of playoff series, first, second playoff series, however you want to call it, they're not scared of bright lights. That's why I'll give Mitchell a lot of credit, him and Simmons, because you figure the playoffs are here, it's the bright lights, everybody watches you now. You figure that they'll just come up small, but now, man, they've been balling. So I'll say for me, man, New Orleans is a shock. Like
Yep. New Orleans.
New
Yeah.
Orleans.
The way.
Nah, it's not as
The way.
if. Oh, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Sorry, man. I think we got a little connection issue, but the way they took care of Portland, look, man. They say, look, we're not knocking on the door. We're kicking it down. We are here,
and we're gonna drink Kool-Aid. We're gonna put our feet on the couch. You might take your girl too if she's there. Man, that's what they say. I'm just like I originally had them at 7. Like I knew that Portland was gonna have an issue with New Orleans just because of AD. But dude, it didn't look like they blew them out all 4 games too. It's like, did Portland even try? Like, but then again, and I think CJ McCullough actually tweeted this a few years ago. If you got Rajon Rondo hitting threes and hitting free throws, go home, bro. Go home.
Yep.
Go home.
Rajon coming back, man. He's an old cat in the game, but I tell you what, man, these playoffs, man, he's been on it. And,
I'll say this much too, man. I don't know how good Steph Curry's ready to go, but Golden State might want him back as soon as possible because who knows now? You give a team like New Orleans some confidence, it's game over, bro. They might just beat you. They might just beat you. Like
you let them go to 7, man. You let them go to war. Hey, I'm okay with that too. But it ain't no joke, man. They definitely came in, man. They're playing lights out, and Golden State, man, they got their hands full with the Pelicans, man. So
they're gonna need every bit of help. Now, I'm not gonna I want to discredit the Spurs or anything because the Spurs gave them a fight too at the very end, but New Orleans ain't no San Antonio this year. They are, especially with Boogie out. That's the crazy thing. Boogie is out. He's out.
Yep.
And he might even be back at the start of next season, but he is done. And New Orleans still, and Evan Gentry did get an extension, so which is good in that part because I'm glad he got him his own job because I think he was out for a minute too. I know he was on the Warriors sideline a couple years ago. I think before that he was like coaching wasn't he coaching the Suns at one point? I think he was coaching the Suns. Either way, he's doing good. So I'm proud of him, especially for the city of New Orleans, because with a small market team like that, you need some success going on. You take it how you get it, right? So we're gonna move on to the NFL. Everybody knows it's draft week. The draft starts tomorrow. Infinite Network, Fox Network is actually going to be in Arlington, Texas this year, and of course. As we know, the Texans' first-round pick of the 2018 NFL Draft is number 4, Deshaun Watson. So I think we're going to be a good team this year with our first-round pick. But speaking of draft picks and whatnot, or our first and second-round picks, I should say. But speaking of the Texans, since you are the Texan rep, in your opinion, what do the Texans need to take care of first in the draft?
Well, sir, that is a very good question, and we have a lot of holes to fill, but I think what you have to first and foremost, man, I think you got to keep your quarterback up, right, man. So you probably have to go O lineman, probably maybe a tackle.
Mm-hmm.
We have Nick Martin, we have Greg Mance. We have them, and they were pretty solid inside, But if you don't go O line, then I would probably go the best available, man, because. The offense is pretty good as it is. A few holes here and there, but I think the luxury of having Watson and just hope he stays healthy, man. Because he was playing lights out. You can either go to O lineman, you can make some trades, or go best available player.
Cause you know now, cause we know that the Texans for. I'll give them a little bit of credit this year because they actually had made some moves this year that I did not expect them to make ever in my lifetime. Jokingly, but you know, you get my point. You know, for one, they
Yeah.
did sign the Honey Badger. That I think that was like the most shocking that everybody can agree on right now. The most shocking signing ever because we already know how the Texans run things as far as image wise concerned. But I think it's a good move. They are taking a chance on Tyrann Matthew. So what do you see in him that helps this team out?
Man, look, I see it. I see a player with a chip on his shoulder that we already know can ball out. And the one thing that you can do to a player like that is to give him more fuel to the fire, and that's exactly what he has. You know, he's definitely hitting the critics, and there's one thing that made me smile from ear to ear was that he chose Houston for a very good reason. It wasn't about the money because you have to take a pay cut. He
Right.
came here for the coach. He came here for the chance to win. And man, I'm excited, man. He's gonna ball out. He definitely is gonna ball out.
Yeah, that part is very important because he, like I said, a lot of it seems as if every free agent in the world just avoid Houston, and it's really enjoying Houston sports. It's just I think that just kind of I guess that narrative started changing with Chris Paul. Because remember, Chris Paul chose Houston too, out of all the cities that he could have went to, all the big markets he could have went to. So I think it's a little bit different now. You know, he actually well, you know what? I take it back. Verlander started that trade too, or
Uh huh.
one of them started it. Either Chris Paul first or Verlander second. Either way it goes, the narrative is probably finally starting to change in Houston about free agents want to go to Houston to live in for the good part of their twenties and 30s. And I know also within the Texans also signed Aaron Colvin. He came up from the Jacksonville Jaguars to help with the secondary help along with the Honey Badger. And I think that might be even a better move just because of a depth reasons or I wouldn't say depth reasons. I think he can be a starter actually. Person, that's just me. That's just my amateur football knowledge on that so far. So
Yeah, me too. Me too. Because the thing, man, Jonathan Joseph, he's already getting old in his career, you know, and Kareem Jackson, he's very versatile. I think the Texans and Roman Cornell, I think they feel like using him in the slot and have him blitz from time to time. And Aaron Colvin already come out and said that he wants to play outside. He also has a chip on the shoulder where he can prove he can play outside. And so with Kevin Johnson having a bad year, I think he was actually rated the worst quarterback in the league this past season. Um, he'll probably stay at third or fourth corner on the roster. I
right.
think Joseph goes to second, and they give Aaron Colvin a starting spot.
Yeah, I think and then again, all things look real good, especially when Romeo Cornell is back on the defensive side of the ball. Don't know why he ever left, but hey, sometimes bad things happen so we can have good things happen, just like how Deshaun Watson came to us. So I think that as far as the roster, I think we'll be pretty good. I think you get a lineman in the draft, you got to do something at the left tackle spot, anyways. And so I'm gonna bring you to this now. Now the season. Now season starts. As we know, September we have the Patriots to begin the first game. How do you feel about that first game? Do you want the Patriots now, or would you rather wait to see what the Texans are about before you play the Patriots?
Well,
Because the
correct me
report.
if I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say the Patriots have lost maybe two of the last three home openers. Correct? No, I want to say
I
what
believe
I want to say they lost to the Chiefs. Correct?
they did lose to the Chiefs last season in the
Uh-huh.
opener.
Okay. Well, look, look, man. That's definitely, man. That's definitely gonna be a hell of a game. We saw what happened last year, and with Watson having sort of a year under his belt, with Bill O'Brien saying that there will be a new offense for us. Man, I'm excited, man. I think this will be a good statement game. Go up there, and beat them. I tell you what, I prefer playing them early than later in the season. Because later in the season they can catch the groove. Tom
Right.
Brady becomes Tom Brady, and they go on the run like they usually do.
Yeah, it's gonna be a battle because apparently according to Tom Brady's agent, he should be back this season, and Gronk has said that he's going to return after meeting with the head coach. So, and also, it's also important to note too that the Patriots did lose Nate Solder to the Giants. So who knows what they're going to do at the left tackle spot on their own end. So why and Clowney might have a field day. You just never know. They might have a field day that day. At least on the left side, it might be field day. So we're going to definitely see. I know one thing about the schedule. I'm disappointed that the Eagles game is at the end of the season. Like that's one game. I'm just like, damn, that couldn't be in September too, or at least October. I would take October for the Eagles game. That's the game I want to watch for sure.
Yeah, that should definitely be another good one, man. Having Carson Wentz
I call I
going
call it the what the hell did the Cleveland Browns do bowl? That's what I call it. They
That's a
passed
good one, man.
they passed on Wentz. They fired people for passing on Wentz, and they gave us they basically gave us Deshaun Watson. So I don't know what kind of plan they had, but they might want to walk them past couple of drafts back, maybe. But then again, they also butchered a trade to AJ McCarron by celebrating too damn early. So yeah, they're not there yet, but they getting there somewhere. So, but we're gonna move to the game that really matters, and that is going to be October 7th. It's going to be the Sunday night football game. We have the Dallas Cowboys coming into town to play the Texans, and I believe
Oh man, you being too modest. You being too modest. I don't think it matters that much. That should be another
it
easy
might
win
it
for
might
us.
matter. It might matter. It's you know how it is. But
Yeah. It's
but you know what?
Texas,
Let me let
baby.
me just let me ask you this because I didn't realize this until I got to college. Apparently, I didn't realize that. I figured that Houston and Dallas were like a rivalry in terms of they both got teams in the same league and whatnot. They might be in the same division as far as like basketball and now baseball is concerned. I didn't realize the actual cities had beef with each other. I'm just like, damn, now I gotta be on this side because I'm from here. What the hell I don't know what the hell that's about. Like this whole Houston Dallas beef. I personally didn't understand it. Going to college. You know.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
Yo,
you
you got me.
and I got you. You did cover a little bit again. You're good though.
I apologize, but yeah, man. It's a real thing, man. It's between two cities. Dallas has had a success in sports. Houston has had some, but not to the same extent. But yeah, man, it's a real thing, man. Going from the Rangers to the Astros,
Right.
uh, the Mavericks, the Rockets. It's a real thing, man. And having Houston being such a great city, such part of the best state in the world in the country. We're very diverse, and we do have a lot of Dallas fans out here. So, it's a fan thing, man. We like to talk shit within each other, and but I tell you what, man, that should be another good one, man, because that's definitely one for the state in Texas.
Most definitely, most definitely. Hopefully we can have some better results because the Cowboys do lead the series all time 3-1. Of course, the Texans' only win was the very first game of franchise history. So, so, so let me ask you this question: since we talked about rivalries, do you believe that the Texans and Cowboys are a legitimate rivalry?
No, man, you can't consider that a true rivalry. They only have a handful of amount of games played. It's a Texas thing for sure,
Right.
and it's more of a fan thing, from the cities. Uh, yeah, they have us beat. Last time we played them was Bill O'Brien's first season, and that was the that was a game where you could see more battle red in the stadium than you could see blue.
Yeah,
Which was
and that's
cool.
also
And
that's
I
also
think
the one game I keep. Yeah, I was trying to cut you off. That's also the one game I keep getting reminded of too much because of the whole J.J. Watt, Tony Romo exchange that happened. You know
uh,
that thing that
yeah, it had.
that thing we don't really talk about. Then of course, you mentioned him again, Jonathan Joseph. I hate him my last name at that part because Dennis Barnes just kind of just made him his bitch on that one play. Sorry to say that. He is
Hey,
a Joseph,
and
but but
I'll tell you what. I'll
that
tell
was
you what.
that was
Jonathan Joseph had textbook coverage, man, on that play. Hey, you could not cover Des Bryant any better on that route. He he did his thing, man. Hey, Des Bryant, back then he was a good player. He was
yeah.
a great receiver. Just give him his props. But it is what it is, man. We had a good game. We had them beating their own place, man, which couldn't finish.
Yeah, and like but actually, it was 4 years ago, so I should have stopped doing like Cowboys fan, kind of living the past a little bit. And I mean, that was an unfair shot at them. But you know, like you said, it was at least in that play, that was just something you couldn't do nothing about. It's Dez Bryant. He's just too damn big. He's just too damn tall. What you gonna do about it except him in the nuts? But that's illegal in football. So oh well. It is what it is in that game. Even though that was a pretty good game that actually happened around homecoming. So, yeah, campus around that time was not fun at all. But you know, you live, you learn, right? You live and learn. So, but now since we speaking on Des Bryant real quick, would you have any issue with him going to Houston if that were to happen?
uh, I don't, and I do.
Okay.
Let me talk why I do first. And we know the stigma that is Des Bryant. We know that they have a label on him as a diva, as
Right.
this. He has a bad characteristic, this and that. And so to bring in that type of player who has that label already to this team, who's not known for that type of drama,
Right.
makes you want to wonder. But then the thing is, there has been reports and whatnot of players and coaches and saying, look, Des Bryant is a good player. He's a good teammate. He's not so
Mm.
much of a thief. Everyone has their moments.
Right.
And so look, I tell you what, man, he's a good player still, right?
Right.
Obviously, I don't want to have him here with that big price tag, because for his production as of late,
Right.
I don't think he would deserve of it. But to have him alongside DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller,
Oh man, that would
and
be
hey, I tell you what, man,
that would
put
be
them one on one. I bet you Watson puts it on the money.
everybody would got one on one coverage. It'd be a free fall. Boston be like, who wants it this time? Oh, you wanted this? Cool. Let me throw it to you real quick. Go ahead, go down for 50. That would be a hell of a combination. But I did read that he reportedly turned down a multi-year deal from the Ravens and wants a 1 year deal to hope to get a better deal, I guess, down the road. Which I suppose is, I guess he wanted to better himself a little bit. I guess so. To kind of prove to people that, hey, I'm worth this money that y'all think I'm not worth, which is probably the better play. You know,
Oh, I'll
maybe.
tell you what, he's another player that has a chip on his shoulder, because
Yeah.
everyone hears the rumors, man. But there's one thing for sure, he did not want to leave the Cowboys. You
Right.
know,
Yeah, and
it
that's
was,
and that's the funny thing too is like people just kind of try to point at the dad's tweet about the him taking the pay cut, but I remind people, man, this is the NFL. This is not the NBA. Dez can talk about he don't want to take a pay cut, but I bet if Jerry Jones asked him to take a pay cut, oh hell yeah, I'll take that pay cut. I want to be here. I bet you that. I bet you. I would have bet you my salary, but I got to take care of my wife. But you get my point. I bet you that he was gonna take that pay cut had he been offered a pay cut because as much as NFL players like to talk, you know, on Twitter or Facebook, how they want to do this, how they want to do this. When the rubber meets the road, chances are they're going to fold real quick because that's just the nature of what the NFL is. It's you know it's just how they were structured. So it ain't the NBA, bro. You don't get no full contracts yet. Maybe one day you will, but not right now. Not right now. But since I got you here, man, I
yes,
want I
sir.
want. I want to see I want to see your way early prediction. Actually, I want you to make a couple of predictions. Who you think is going number one to the Browns, or actually, do you think that the Browns are going to just trade back the one pick? That's two questions I want to. That's really that's one prediction I want you to get real quick.
Well, I tell you what, you already got two picks inside the top five of the first round. You can do whatever you want, and if the Browns really have their GM worked out, their coaching, they got a good plan going. I would say go ahead and trade back, take a couple more picks. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? I'm the same guy that thinks that it's a good deal to trade JJ away, Texas. But that's not about the Texans. We're not talking about the Browns. So I will probably trade back, get some more picks, and take the best quarterback available. And
Yeah, they got about 30,000 with picks right now. They can get 60,000 trading the number one pick. I don't know. I just I can see them trading them one pick back. I can see them taking who I want to say. Cause I know reports are Josh Allen or Baker Mayfield at number one. So,
uh-huh.
hmm, hmm. I don't know. You know what? If I you would tell me right now, I say I go Baker. I don't know if they keep. I say Baker just because maybe because of how polarizing he is. They might just say, hey, let's get some butts in the seats. See what he can do. Personally, so
Yeah, he's definitely the Joe Namath type. If you know what I'm saying.
right. And okay, so then this last question before I get you out of here. Actually, I meant to ask you another question, but I'll do that in another time. This last question is going to be where this is way early, of course. Who you got possibly making Super Bowl on both sides, AFC and NFC?
Super Bowl matchup, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Man, uh, if I'm being a hopeful, man, I would love to say the Texans. I want to say this again that we kick the door down. We surprise everybody.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know, man. That's a good one. That's a good one to say. Definitely, man. I want to
Throw
throw
some teams
some.
out there. Throw some teams out there. Who you looking out for?
I think Minnesota with them picking up Cousins.
Mm.
That should definitely be a team to watch, man. I really do. I mean, you saw what they did last year with Keenum.
Keenum.
You know,
Yeah.
I think Cousins, man, is gonna take him to that next level, man. I really do. And on the AFC side, man, you never really know, man. The Pats are the Pats. You
Yeah.
never know how they're gonna do. But man, gotta say, man, Houston, man, Washington, baby, he's
Okay.
the one.
I feel as again, like you mentioned, I'm hopeful the Texans do something. But you know what? I'm gonna go completely left field here because I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go if not the Texans, I'm gonna go crazy and say Baltimore. I'm gonna go completely left field. The one last,
Baltimore, huh?
I'm just gonna go left field. We gotta have a left field team with as far as the AFC side goes. Now, as far as the NFC goes, this year I'm gonna make the prediction now. So am I wrong in January of next year? Y'all can call me out on it. I'm going with Atlanta to be the first team to make the Super Bowl in their home stadium. We're going Atlanta. I'm room.
Okay.
I'm just gonna root for the underdog. They probably be underdogs next season, but if I'm wrong in January, y'all can call me out on it. I'll call myself out on it. So I'm going.
Hey, I tell you what, man, you better watch out for them Rams.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. The Rams. I want the
Them boys
Rams.
loaded up.
They are loaded up, but man, we've seen too many times with teams load up and they do not do nothing. Patriots with Randy
Man,
Moss. You got the Dream Team in Philadelphia. I'm not there with the Rams yet, but I'm going Atlanta. I'm going possibly Houston and Atlanta for the Super Bowl. That's just if I'm wrong, y'all call me out. I'll call myself out. I don't care. I'm going bold.
hey, go big on home, man. That's the only way to do it out here.
Scared money don't make none. Scared money don't make none. But man, I appreciate your time, man. I appreciate the time. And we got to do this again sometime, man. We definitely gonna do this over the course of the season, just to kind of give your opinions on what the Texans are doing over the season, even during the off season. I'll let you know, man. You know how I do. You know how I roll.
Hey, man. I definitely appreciate, man. And it was cool having been up here with you. Just want to tell you, man, one time, all sports all day, baby. That's the way to be. Let's go Rockets. Let's finish one tonight. Astros, let's get it, baby.
Let's
And
do it.
Texas, man, come on, let's do it.
All
Let's have
right,
a good
man.
one this season.
All right, man. You take it easy, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Likewise.
Okay, guys. So I'm going to end this on a little bit of higher note. So, of course, we have the NFL draft this weekend. But you know what else is this weekend? The Avengers, Infinity War. And I was going to say this, man. Now, I don't know what the limitations are as far as spoilers is concerned, but I would say this, man. Do not be the dude that gets on Facebook talking about the movie as soon as you see it at midnight when everybody else is sleeping. Don't be that dude. And I said don't be that dude because nobody is trying to hear that right now. They wanted to see the movie. Don't ruin it for them. Don't. No, seriously, don't ruin it for them. Don't be that guy. You don't want to be that guy. I mean, granted, yes, you can come up with the rebuttal that says that, well, maybe people should be off of Facebook until they actually see the movie, which is true, which is what I'm going to try to do until I see the movie and try to stay off social media as much as I can. But I tell you guys, please, for the love of God, do not spoil this movie. This movie has been anticipated, especially before Black Panther even came out. Like this movie we've been waiting on this movie. A lot of people have been waiting on this movie, and I don't care if you're a fan of DC. I don't care. Just do not ruin the movie for everybody. Like seriously, can we agree with that? Can we agree to that? If we can, cool. If not, you know what? I don't know what to tell you. I'm just going to imagine you as being a miserable person if you actually do that to people. Please do not spoil the movie. Please. I don't care what movie it is, but especially for the Avengers, don't do it. Don't be that guy. I'm warning you. People are not going to like you if that's the case. If you are that guy. But that's just me. That's my opinion. Whatever, right? So, thank you guys for listening to this episode. Thank you again to Greg Rios for joining the show to talk about the NBA and the Texans and the rest of the NFL. If you guys have not, please subscribe to the podcast while you wait for a new episode. I will try to get a guest on every week, at least once a week. I'm gonna try. May not be successful in some weeks, but we'll see, right? We'll see how it works out. But again, I appreciate you guys for listening. I appreciate you guys for spending your time out of your day to listen to my podcast, listen to me speak, listen to somebody else speak for once, right? I do understand. So, thank you guys for listening, and as always, I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Have a good one.